Do you hear that noise? What is that? Where's that coming from? What? Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like the Farming Simulator 22 Confirmed Machines video! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back along. Simulation for the Nation here, as always, and today we're bringing with you the latest round of confirmed machines for Farming Simulator 22. Now, we are getting very, very close. 2 weeks away, really, before the release on November the 22nd, which means there's not long left, which also means there aren't too many more machines that we're going to be bringing in here. But for those that arrive today on Friday, we're going to have a look through them right about now, and we're going to get stuck in. Before we do, though, slam on the brakes for a second there. Good friends of the channel, DJ Goham and Clutch Simulations, had a really interesting Farm Sim News live stream the other day on Friday with Kerminator from the Farming Simulator community manager from Giants. So if you haven't done so, go over there and check that one out there, because there's a lot of good quick Q&A questions asked there. So really worthwhile checking out there, digging into that one. A lot of things answered and really building up the hype for that. But without further ado, let's get our own hype train going here. We're going to get stuck on in, and we're going to start by having a bit of a look through all of the available mods for us on the website there. To do that, we're going to have a bit of a look into the website. Now, we've done this every week there. There's nothing too new here, but I do enjoy doing it, and you guys seem to enjoy watching it as well. So let's just keep on keeping on, shall we? I have a list of everything new, and we're going to zip through it and see what that list looks like. And there's been quite a few. Been a lot of smaller updates today I found there, which is good, but yeah, we're gonna get stuck on into it anyway. First up today is Anderson. Now, Anderson, as we know, came in with the DLC in 19 there. We're still seeing that DLC added in. It's coming in bits and pieces here, but it looks like for the most part we've got everything in here right now. So that's looking pretty good there. We saw a few small additions like the log trailer there and the bale shredder chopper. It's good to see that we also have all the wrappers, like the long wrappers left there as well for square and round bales, and also another auto stack. Always need more auto stacks, but that does appear to be it. Doesn't look like there's gonna be anything else there right now, so we'll roll with that one. And then we'll move straight on to our next. Now, today we're going to be looking at a little bit of Brewery, who have brought in this funky looking spreader. It's the Manure Director 14. I've got to assume that means it's 14 ton capacity. And it is, and it's going to be a 12-meter spread there as well. It looks pretty neat though. Again, love to see a bit of that coming back through. Always handy. Capello have brought in all of their headers now. We've got the whole crop header there, as well as the larger maize header. So depending upon which combine you do choose, if you don't like their own one, you can bring something else in. Next up is going to be Case. Now with Case there, they're bringing the range is still expanding a little bit. Still not much on the tractor front. We do know about the Magnum, which is coming. But yeah, for right now there, we just saw the addition of the combine with the two different headers. Two huge headers, one 41 foot there and one 45 foot as well. Pretty monstrous there, and we've also got the maize header to go with it as well. Still a lot to see from Case, so I'm also fingers crossed that we get to see a nice, cool, old classic machine there as well. We'll have to wait and see, but there's still a lot of potential for that, that's for sure. Not to be outdone, Class have upped again. Now, it does look like Class has still got more machines to come, which is incredible. We ddid see in the addition of the Quadrant today, we've still got some really nice equipment from Class there. Now, we don't have the Lexion Combine in here, the 8900. We're waiting to see that one come on through. But yeah, I still think it will. I don't think that's a doubt in my mind, but we still need to see that one arrive. But yeah, nice array of tractors coming through there right now, large and small. Some of my favorites are still in here as well. Now, Elho were a new brand for FS22. We knew about the Scorpio, the stone picker here, but I did see on social media there are a few pictures of their front-mounted mower, and we've got that back as well. Now, this could be the front or rear, depending upon the tractor you use if you spin around the seat. But this is the Duet 7300. Now, this is likely going to be a 7.3 meter working with there. Pretty big, hefty mower there. Requires quite a bit of power there. Coming in at 180 horsepower. But a nice, a different approach to mowers, really. More like the, more like your self-propelled mowers, really, where it's just one big unit out the front or the back, depending upon how you mount it there. So that's pretty neat. Nice to see it. Can't wait to give it a go. And one of the many surprises actually has been Phantek for me this year. A lot of smaller brands, perhaps brands that I wasn't too aware of, but they're bringing a lot of variety, which is always pretty key. Phantek are here, and they've brought in a few different bits and pieces. We've got another spreader. We've got the VarioFX 750, smaller spreader, which is always great there. Allows you to be able to get a few smaller jobs done there. 8 meter working with, though, still isn't bad, but put it onto a much smaller tractor, which is going to be really, really key there. Which is always nice to see. You got the small Bowser in there as well, because we're always good to have one of those smaller range Bowsers. Again, you've got a lot of small equipment, you want to be able to use it, right? Now, admittedly, it's time for me to hold my hands up and say I've forgotten where we were last week. I do believe Fendt have seen a few minor updates here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there by all means, but I do believe that the 700 variant and the 500 favorite are new onto here. Looking through at my thumbnails from previous videos there, I don't see the tractors there, so I'm going to assume that's the case. But the main thing to take away from this at the moment as well is that the Fendt range looks to be completed. So that's a pretty good range of Fendt. No telehandler with the raising cab that I liked, but we'll live without that one for now. Still looks pretty good. We've got a brand new chopper in there amongst many other things, so that's going to be sweet. Now we're skipping straight on through the John Deere here. Nothing else new in between, which regrettably means there's still a few JCB secrets out there. I have to wait to see what they're going to be. I think we all know what one of them is. Did a video on that last week. Go and check that one out. So we have got a few arrivals in John Deere. First of all, we've got the John Deere 6M there, the classic small compact yard tractor. Brilliant front loader tractor, I must say. Really do like that one an awful lot. Great to have that coming back. And also the first combines back in for John Deere, the T560 as well. It's a staple. We had it in 19, loved it in 19, must admit. And it's great to see that coming back in. Because the combine's back there, you can now see some of the headers there as well. Still really looking forward to getting my hands on that John Deere planter and probably putting it behind the 9RT. That looks mightily impressive. Next up, we're coming to Kroger. Now, they've brought in a nice little articulated trailer here, bale trailer. This looks like it's about 40 foot in length, but it's going to be pretty cool. It looks like it has size that lower and raised down there, so hopefully that's going to keep those bales nice and secure. No need for straps if that's the case. Yeah, but that is coming on into the game. We've known about this large trailer for a while, but great to see another variation for some bale handling. Up next is going to be Kuhn. Now, Kuhn are the brand that keep on giving, really. Look at all of this. Now, a couple of things to add on here. Kuhn, it seems like they're still going as well. This is incredible. So first, a couple of things to touch on here. We've got the new baler. This is the SD1290ID. Different from the last baler we had. Must point that one out there. A little bit more rounded curves on the edges there. Looks a bit more sleek, a bit more aerodynamic. Love it. We've got the small baler. We've had the VB, the round baler in there for some time. But we have a small rake now as well. This is the GA4731. Really nice to see that one coming in there as well. As we come back on up, we've got feeding equipment now as well. So we've got our feeder wagon in here, the trail division. And then we've also got the self-propelled feeder there as well. A lot of self-propelled feeders coming into this game, actually. It's pretty cool to see. Do like that an awful lot. We've got a hopper in for our 3-point linkage combination drill. That's nice in there as well, looking pretty meaty. And the Espro 6000 as well. And don't forget, we've got these two mowers. Now, we saw these mowers in the trailer that's running down below here on the front and back of the Zeta, and we also needed another muck spreader, and this is a side discharge muck spreader, more of a North American style. But yeah, nice to have that on board. But Kuhn, what else have you got? Keep on sending it. I love this. Not to be outdone, Kverneland are still making it rain as well. Now today we've only saw two more bits of equipment here. This is the trailed mower and the bale wrapper, but we know how big that Kverneland Viking DLC was back in FS19, so expect a lot more to come through, that's for sure. And we've got another new brand sneaking in here. This is Lacotech. Now this looks like it's a bit of a shredder chopper beast. It is pretty impressive though. It's a forage harvester header. Now my interpretation of this would be that maybe we can mount one of the pickup reels from Cramper on the front of that, maybe, or even the maize header, and then stick that onto like a Fendt and just make it happen. That's what I want to see. That's what probably we're going to do. If that is the case, then it's going to be really cool to see. Now we're also still wrapping up everything from the Alpine extension in FS19, which likely will be bringing in Lindner. That's why we get to see this little machine come in. Nice little tractor, actually. Not a bad thing to be said about that from my perspective. Really cool. Different perspective vehicle there. Will be really liked by some areas as well, and it's nice to have Lindner come back on in. Another brand that are almost done as well is New Holland. So now we can see the New Holland Rangers building there. Everything is in. There's no more coming soon for New Holland, which is interesting. We have got the crawler tractor there, which is the TK, which is pretty cool. The T6, 7, and 8 Rangers here as well. And you've also got the T9 wheeled and tracked version. Not to be outdone on the combine front though, they've got the CH770. Interestingly, no large combine. So what does that mean? Are we going to get another brand there? No 1090 or anything like that. It's just the 770 from New Holland. Of course, the FR780 is still there. Am I disappointed we didn't see an old, an older classic from them, or even the old school TX34? That's not there either. That was a beautiful machine. Shout out to VF, who is desperately now looking for a new mod to convert across there with his TX34. But we've still got to see all the headers from the combine, and we've got our 2 fruit harvesters there as well. So an impressive range from New Holland nonetheless. Speaking of impressive ranges, Pottinger are not to be outdone. We have got a lot more of their equipment that they brought into the Alpine extension here. You'll see this, the Pottinger Impress baler is here now. We've got all of our tethers and our rakes in here. The 3 for a plow, always a must. But yeah, really rounding out, and still crucially, more to come from Pottinger. And the first actually from a Polish brand for Samaz as well. Now this is the rake that actually appeared in one of the earlier season shots, and it took me forever to find out which brand this was, but we got there. Samaz are coming in. They do a wide range of equipment, actually smaller and to medium size there, so we could well see a lot more of that coming in. But yeah, that's the first. It's nice again. This is what I was talking about earlier, about having those smaller brands coming in and providing depth. I really think that. Another new brand coming in as well, we got Shooten, which sounds like a Dutch brand. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat there. But this is a lovely looking Bowser, actually. Lovely looking tanker. You've got the dribble bar on the back to go on there as well, which looks like it's in great detail from here. But yeah, I really like that. I love the look of the arm as well on the tanker. Something you can really lean out into lagoons or into nursing tanks as well. So that looks pretty cool. Again, never really heard of it. I love Farm Sim for that because it gives me something new to play with. And rounding out what we had from the Alpine extension here, we have got Sepp Knusel? Knusel? I think I nailed it. This is the little mower that goes on the front of the Linton vehicles, on the front of that little all-terrain vehicle there. Pretty cool. And that actually ties straight on into SIP as well, which bring with you the rake and the merger there. So pretty nice little bits to have there. Again, really rounding out everything that we've already had. Great for those Alpine maps as well. I'm sure people who were a big fan of the Alpine extension in 19 can love it in 22 as well. And we're moving on to Steer. Now, Steer we've known about for a while. The 8150, a beautiful machine there. Lovely classic big tractor. It's back in all of its glory. And it does look really good. Lovely to see the 8150 there. Real nice surprise to see that coming through. Sounds beautiful. Can't wait to get the old gearbox going with it as well, because that is going to be. And all right then, that rounds us out today. We're looking at Strumman, more silage technology here. We've got the VM1702, which is the double silo feeder, really self-propelled. Looks pretty nice. Nice to have that back in there. So now we've got at least 2 of those. So that's pretty cool to see. Really are broadening our horizons across the board. We still don't know too much about animals and silage, but I'm starting to think that, you know, how you feed cattle and how you feed your livestock is really going to play a big part in that. Still nice to see that you got the self-propelleds there as well, of all different sizes, along with that huge boy oh boy oh boy, that was quite a list there. I'm sure you will agree. We are getting ever closer to FS22. Right now it is the 5th of November, which means 17 days, 2 weeks and 3 days until FS22 is available for everybody. We will be kind of slowing down our FS19 content over the next week there, taking a week's vacation as well before the start of FS22, so I'll be all fresh, ready to go. If you have any questions, comments or feedback about FS22, do leave them down below there. If you've yet to order it, you can find links in the description to do that as well. And in the last stream that we are going to be, probably the last stream actually of FS19, which will be on Tuesday afternoon, we're going to do a few giveaways as well. So if you're looking to get the game for either PC or console, make sure you come and check out that stream. Until next time though, I hope you have enjoyed. I've been Simulation for the Nation. This has been great fun as always. We'll see you in the next one.